Right. All right. So this is just after the playtest reveal. So we've flown all the way back from Iceland.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Fuck. Yeah. I'm used to somebody else opening.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yes.
We just announced Alpha. We've flown all the way back from Iceland at FanFest. We're definitely not pre-recording this before the announcement. But yeah, Alpha. It is EVE Vanguard's first Alpha playtest.
Yes. We're out of closed alpha. We're becoming a real boy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Alpha is all about fleshing out and like really hardening the FPS. It's all about every interaction around NPCs, melee, firing through the gun, all that, nailing that so we can move on to the next phase, obviously.
Yeah, we wanted to really harden the core of the game.
Yeah.
That first layer that we build all the fantastic, adventure and meta and EVE embedded systems on top of, but this game first and foremost needs to be a good shooter, so concentrating on those elements, building in a map that feels like it's living and breathing in New Eden. It feels authentic to a game that's within the EVE Online universe, and it has that tension, that high stakes that a lot of people were asking for more of from previous playtests.
Which is the risk reward that's inherent to the EVE universe.
Yeah.
Also, more EVE authentic things like, this kind of quasi science about like how you arrive, how you leave, how you extract, all that. It's now deeply grounded in new Vanguard tech, like a hybrid technology between Deathless and R-Combine and all of the rich factions of the EVE universe.
Yeah, and you may have seen, if you were eagle-eyed, that there's a particular Nova knife that the Vanguard are now carrying. Yeah.
There are some things that people were really passionate about, and we're seeing a lot of that.
OBs and Nova knives.
Yeah, and maybe Amarr rifles.
Yeah.
I think the big part here is also is to take all the feedback from the closed alpha. We went wide, really wide. We experimented a lot in closed alpha, which is something that we talked about doing. We wanted to look at what is a sandbox, what are the different activities of EVE. So we went wide, and then we are tightening it down to focus on that, and then we'll go wide again and experiment into the progression and economy.
This is a version of EVE Vanguard that looks and plays what we want it to moving forwards, and we hope that you agree with that when you get down in time to play it.
Yes, I can't wait.
You can play this on your preferred platform, really. This will be the first time that we'll have an EVE Vanguard test available on Steam. Right now, you can go onto our Steam page and register for access, and then when we run the test from July 7th, we'll open up the gates, and if you've requested access, you'll get it showing up playable in your Steam library. If you don't want to play it via Steam, that's perfectly fine as well. You can play it, as you always have, directly through the EVE launcher on the Vanguard tab. Just make sure that you download the game before you want to jump in, so you're ready to go when you want to play.
The playtest runs from July 7th to July 20, so a whole 14 days. Plenty of time to at least a couple of weekends, I assume.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot for you to do. We're adding in new weapons into the game, new expeditions that has a new narrative focusing around 3 characters that sit at the Vanguard high table. You're going to be helping them in the building of Avalon, the first Vanguard Bastion. You're going to have new vendors that are going to be selling you weapons and blueprints and different commodities to craft things. There's a new feature that we've added called the Crafter, which refines how you craft stuff down on the surface. But you're going to have a Minmatar weapon, 2 Minmatar weapons actually. There's a cannon, a shrapnel cannon, one of my favourites, an SMG, and a new Amarr DMR, all of which are really, really fun to play with. And we can't wait to see how people start to customise those out in the builds that they make for those. But on the map itself, there are a series of POIs that all have different challenges, activities, and loot within. Be that a dig site, Upwell are Helionite. They found a Helionite vein on the map, and they're excavating resources. You can start to interrupt that process and get some of that yourself, but you will have to defend the point. There's a Mordu's Legion military compound on the map, an Upwell command tower, There's a lot of places to go and see. You're not going to be able to all do it in one deployment. You're not going to be able to get all that loot. So you're going to be deploying down multiple times again. There's also these key cards. You'll find these locked rooms in a lot of different places that you'll find key cards hidden around the map or found on enemies that you might want to use during that deployment or use during a later deployment. And they will open up kind of secret hidden loot rooms in and around the map as well. So each deployment we're hoping will feel very different from the last. And what you take down with you and what you found will kind of define your next group of deployments.
Having played all of the CCP games, it feels very EVE in the way that you are planning, you're setting out. You can definitely control your risk. You can stay on the outskirts, and there's plenty of stuff to do in the lower risky POIs. So I've just through the playtesting phase, I solo a lot. Like I play the map again and again and again. I'm just testing out NPCs, but I feel that it's giving me, even as a solo player, maybe not even the best PvP player, giving me a lot of things to do to just kind of scrounge around, find different areas. Like you said, the key card, like yes, key card. Immediately extract, then save it, then go back down to see if I can find the door. So I'm kind of managing all that. Finding ammo, crafting ammo, getting blueprints, like all of these are little goals for me. And I'm getting this kind of, you know, this curiosity kind of when I get an item I don't know what is, but it looks like something that I need in the future. So I'm a hoarder. So so it's not like sweaty PvP. It's a lot of exploration. There's a lot of manufacturing industry, a lot of EVE DNA in the core loop.
And a lot of narrative as well.
Yes.
To unlock through the expedition system and those 3 characters that we talked about. Because this test, you know, whilst it's a 14-day test, you are, as a Vanguard, working together to try and build your first Bastion in the EVE universe Avalon.
Absolutely. So I think one thing to elaborate also on Operation Avalon is this narrative build-up of, you know, the faction is trying to come out of the shadows.
Yeah.
They've been hunted. These Nemesis engines are now kind of becoming even more threatening, and the Vanguard are ready to kind of rally together, fight back as a unit. So they need an HQ. They would need a place to kind of live together as a warrior society. And this manifestation, the resolution of Operation Avalon, is that Avalon, the Bastion, the first Bastion as we call it, becomes a real entity in the EVE universe. You will be able to see that on the star map, potentially even interact with it as the Vanguard are able to bring maybe lucrative items, contraband, things that EVE players need. So they'll be very similar to a roaming merchant in some way. So it'll be pretty nice to have the Bastion in your home turf.
Yeah. Okay. Look, if you want to know more, obviously we'll see you in July playing via Steam if you requested access, or via the EVE launcher if you want to play that way. But we're constantly going to be feeding people with information, feeding you with information in the run-up to the playtest. So join us on our Discord, where we're constantly posting pieces of concept art and videos of stuff that we're making in progress. We have a VIP program as well. If you can't wait for July and you want to play the build before then, we run regular playtests with our VIP group. And please go onto our Steam page, give us a follow so you get every notification when we upload new content, more information, and when the playtest goes live.
We're more present on YouTube, or our social channels, like and follow all that stuff. We also have content creators and influencers that are enthusiasts about our game.
Yeah.
Go follow them and check their content out. But ultimately, go on the Steam page, wishlist and follow, because following is the only way to get invited into future Steam playtests. Okay.
Nice.
What a fucking crew! Yeah!